Welcome back to the Workbench Apprentice. Today I'm going to start building the cabinet for underneath the workbench. This cabinet's going to have some drawers in it. I want to build one of the drawers internally so that it fits the saws that I've got, the electric saws and the battery saw, and stores all the blades and things as well. So I imagine this project's going to take a few weeks. So let's get started by breaking down a pallet. Right, let's see, here we go. Now that we have the pallet all broken down, the next job is to smooth the edges. So I'm just going to do that with plain. Okay, and this side. Looks all right. And we'll do a few more planks and see if we can make up a panel. Right, so what happened is I did a dry fit for the glue up just to check that things were right, and I discovered that they weren't, which is why you do a dry fit. And I thought I should probably talk about why I'm using pallet wood and basically my quick philosophy on workshop furniture. So basically I'm using plywood because it's cheap. It's also dry. If you get the heat treated pallets, they're heat treated, so they are basically kiln dried, not chemically dried or chemically treated, so a lot nicer to work with. And the other thing is that if you make a mistake, then it's no problem. You just rip down another pallet and carry on. But the other thing is, because I am still learning woodworking, hence the apprentice and the Workbench Apprentice name, I do make mistakes. and apparently one of them is in using a hand plane. And so what I've done is I've butted the boards together to make a panel, and this is where you find out how accurate your planing is, and I'll show you how inaccurate mine is. Okay, so you can see here that things are not square. There's quite a gap there, so that's just from heavily planing on one side and not the other. So that's a skill that I'm going to work on. And over here there's quite a gap because well, the pallet boards are not the highest quality. They are not by any means straight, so that's why I've been hand planing them. So got a couple of issues to fix, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be trying to close these two gaps up. Okay, it's very hard to see on camera, but if I get the angle right, possibly there, you can see a white area. That's where the light's coming through. So what I do is draw a line where it is dark, so there's no light, you can't see any light, to the point where the light starts, and I do that all the way down the piece of wood, and then I try and plane those marks off, and eventually we should end up with some square timber. So here you can see I've drawn a line that goes right across. That means that it's flat, straight across there. Here you can see the line has not gone all the way across. So what I need to do is plane on this side, but not that side. So that's what I'm trying to do. And now that I've done that, just line it up with the square again and keep going until we've got straight lines all the way down. That looks all good to me. Right, let's glue these panels up. Okay, I am feeling that I'm ready to glue these things up, so that's what we'll do. So what I'm doing here is gluing up two panels that are of the appropriate width to go through my planer, and then when I've put them through the planer, then they will be glued together. That way I get them all the same uniform thickness, which is going to be very useful when we come to put the things all together. If this is going to be, say, the middle panel, it's going to have drawer slides mounted on both sides of it. It needs to be the same thickness all over. I don't want to take much off because I think the thicker it is, the more the screws have got to bite into, more wood, give them more secure holding. That's what I'm guessing from what I've seen. Haven't actually done this myself yet. Putting drawers in, that is, making and installing drawers. Oh, probably overdid the glue a bit on this. Anyway, that's what we're on for. So, and you can see I drew some marks to help with just lining things up. Like so, right. Next thing to do is to put these in. So these just make sure that things stay level. That's got those done. Do the same at the other end. Those there. Now I can tighten these ones up. What I'm going to do is use some long ones. Crank those up. So undo these. So that we get some movement. Oh, that's making a big difference. Right. Shall take that off the bench and wipe down the other side. Just a bit down there. Right, and we will leave that for a few hours to set up. In the meantime, I shall go and do some other jobs, and we'll come back. Okay, so planing them down pretty much as much as I'm going to. What I want to do now is glue these two together, and that'll make one large panel, which I can then cut down to its final size on the table saw. So that's what we're going to do now. So I'm going to run some glue along here, clamp them up and leave them overnight. Okay, it's the next day, so let's take some clamps off. The joint here looks really good. This board looks largely flattish. So I think we might just be quite a few lips and things, so I might just go over it with the hand planer and cut those lips down, and then go over it with the some coarse sandpaper in the sander, and see if we can sort of make it consistently flat, which will make using this piece a lot easier. Right, so here we go. What I need to do is just try and get this down to similar level all across the whole board, and then that'll make sanding a lot easier. And we keep carrying on like that until we've got the whole thing flat. So the board has got a few lips, but is mostly flat. So I'm going to switch to sanding now. What I need to do is scribble all over it with a pencil and then sand the pencil marks off. So I've sanded this with 60 grits. You run your hand over it, you can feel it's a bit wavy. There's still a few places like along here where it's not perfect, and along here. But this is going to go in the middle of the workbench, so I think this is good enough. I just need to get the other side to the same state. So that's what I'm going to do now, off camera. Right, so there you go, we've done the other side. It's still a little wavy, but that's okay. I think it's actually better, come up a lot better than the other side. So I'm happy with that. What I need to do now is make up a whole lot of other panels exactly the same way as I made this one. Except I want to be a bit more efficient about it because I've got a lot of wood to cut. So I think in the next video I will be making a straight edge jig for the table saw, so that I can get a straight edge on one side of the board, then then run that through the table saw, and that'll give me two parallel straight edges, which will be a lot quicker than doing it with the hand plane for me at this stage. Okay, so yeah, gonna leave it there. Just to say thanks for watching, thanks for making it this far. If you want to keep up with my teaching myself how to build cabinets for under my workbench, then hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, ring the notification bell so that you know when the next one comes out. So yeah, we'll see you on the next one.